here, baby. Got me in the lily pads. Long and lean. Fish got me wrapped up in the pads. Boy, I love this. Deep in the heart of Dixie. Hey, we're doing a little early morning fishing, a little top water action. May even catch a fish or two. Oh, there's gotta be one on that dock. Oh, by the way, I'm Hank Parker.
Also today, we'll take a look at some of North America's spectacular wildlife.
How's that frog work?
Well, it's my magic talking frog. See, the bass comes up and it looks like a real frog and he starts nibbling it as soon as he touches it. He knows it's a real one because he hears it.
Hank's special guest is entertainer Bobby Goldsboro.
Sometimes even just gets close.
Hey, little feller. Come here and get in the boat. Ah, boy, I barely had him. I'll tell you what. You heard about by the skin of your teeth? There's skin of your teeth, barely. Whew. That's the kind in a tournament you'd have lost him 14 times before you'd have got him in the boat. Buddy, you bit it, but you wasn't sure about it, were you?
Later, Hank shares one of his tips for deep water fishing. But first, one of his famous one-liners.
Isn't that exciting? I'd rather do that than be in the best hospital in Charlotte.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at?
Hi, this is Hank. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me your name and your number and I'll get back to you.
He's gone fishing.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, featuring the only sportsman to ever win the BASS Triple Crown, the Bassmasters Classic, BASS Angler of the Year, and Super Bass 4.
I'm talking on this telephone, Angie, but this is your husband. If you remember what I look like, I hadn't been home in so long. But I'm standing on the stage here looking out at about 1,000 people at Super Bass, and I just won the tournament. Come here, big boy. Well, he looks long and lean. Got my minnow. Come here, baby doll. Little top water action early in the morning. Can I get me another? Gotta be another. Ooh, there he was. In the early morning. There he is. He likes that minnow. Come here, little boy. That fish wasn't big enough to get it. He hit at it about 4 times. Look at that. Take it easy. Get you off of here. Get you back in the water, big boy. Isn't that a big one? Exciting. Huh? Boy, I love this. Early morning rain. I don't care if I catch one or if I... Well, that's not fair to say. I kind of like to catch one every once in a while. Keep it interesting. This is kind of the ultimate. They like that minnow. You know, it's really not top water. A lot of people call it top water fishing. I don't really call that top water. It's you got kind of the best of both worlds with a minnow like this. It's got a small lip on it. You can run it down there about 2 or 3 inches under the water, or you can keep it up on the top. So it's kind of versatile type bait. You can fish it, make noise with it and draw the fish up like a topwater bait, or you can fish it down under almost like a crankbait. I hadn't figured out exactly which way these fish want it, but I probably will before the day's over. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it again. Figure 8 like I'm musky fishing. Can you believe that? That fish missed that bait 3 times. He missed it. He couldn't figure out why that thing was getting away from him. I thought I'd try this buzz bait. It moves a little faster than your topwater bait and puts out a little different noise. And sometimes it'll catch a bigger fish than will your topwater bait, your minnow type bait. It puts out, of course, you can hear the noise. Deadly. That fish wanted it. He was honing in on it, but he wanted it 3 times, but he didn't want it near as bad as I wanted him to have it. Fish a spoon, a weedless spoon like I've got here, when you're fishing in the pads, you shouldn't, when that fish hits, you shouldn't jerk. Just kind of keep it steady and keep it coming until you feel the pressure on him. The same way I feel fish a top water plug. Until I feel the fish, I don't really set the hook. Same thing with the spoon. It's probably even more critical with the spoon than it is with the top water bait, which it's important with the top water bait, but that's my point. It's even more important with a spoon. There's a little fish hit me. There you go. Come out of the lily pad, you little fella. Got a 1.5 pound bass and 2 pounds of lily pad. How about that? Go back in there and tell your mama what I did to you.
Coming up, a little bit of nature at its best. And still ahead, Hank is joined by singer-songwriter Bobby Goldsboro.
Hey, Bobby.
Hello.
How about it? I've already caught 5 over 10 pounds.
I know better than that. You'd still be out there if you'd done that.
I tell you what, you got the right bait on there.
Which one? I got 3 baits on here.
That's a multiple choice.
You're not gonna tell me which one, right?
It won't take you long to figure it out, though, I promise.
I'd like a 10, an 11, and a 12 today. Okay?
10, 11, and a 12.
That's not asking too much, is it?
Did you bring your ruler?
I'm talking pounds.
Oh, I thought you were talking inches. We're gonna fix you right up. I'll tell you what, if we add about 10 or 12 of them together, you'll come up with about a 5 pound.
Go for it with Ryobi. Tough, dependable reels for any kind of fishing. Ryobi. There's never been a better reason to go fishing.
You're looking at the high-technology laser system Berkley uses to make Trilene fishing line. The line that's stronger than the rest. The line Jack Chancellor fished to win the Bassmaster Classic. Mike Folkestad used to win the U.S. Open. The line that set over 1,000 world records in the past 2 years. And the line that guarantees satisfaction or your money back. Fish Trilene. Berkley Trilene. America's extra strong premium monofilament.
It's hard to believe a line that thin can be so strong.
When I'm out here on the lake, all the sun that I can take, and the warm wind blowing by me, think I'll stay. My bass boat's like a song, she's playing down and running strong, riding in a Ranger all the way.
Why do I use original fish formula? Simple. Fish formula contains an oil base that perfectly duplicates the natural visual discharge given off by shad, crayfish, and most everything game fish feed on. The scent and taste detractors in the formula stay on my lure and live bait longer and at greater depth. Original fish formula absolutely helps me catch more and bigger bass than any other species I fish for. I just don't go fishing without original fish formula.
Here's Hank's tip of the week.
You know, deep water worming is a technique that I've used. I guess that's probably the way that I started fishing. I was fishing the deep water points and things at 16, 17 years old with a worm. And then basically the only worm, at least that I knew about, was a straight tail worm. And the most productive technique for me to fish that straight tail worm was to crawl it real slow and keep it on the bottom and use as light a lead as I could use and keep it down there. And now that we have the worms that are curly-tailed and that swim in the middle, I can use a heavy lead and fish it fast and get just as many strikes. This particular worm swims right in the middle. It's got a lot of tail action. You can use a heavy lead and you can just wind the worm along, just kind of wind it and it'll swim and then stop it, wind and swim. So actually I can fish the same drops and the same ledges with a worm that I used to fish years ago, but fish them twice as fast as I could then and still be just as productive.
For a printed copy of some of Hank's tips, just write Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, Denver, North Carolina. When you think about it, this world is a work of wonder. And we in North America particularly have been blessed with an abundance of parks and marvelous wildlife. Few things compare with the peace and serenity found here. When was the last time you remember being outdoors?
That osprey has got another fish. Definitely not the same one. I've seen as big as his last one. He's doing like we are. He's going downhill.
I always wondered what a backlash looked like. I never had one before.
That's your first one, huh?
This must be considered a good one.
You need my knife,
I got it.
a sword.
Look at him, look at him.
I got a
I
blowtorch.
got it out of there as if I'd done it before.
You know, every once in a while there comes a product that has a real practical benefit to the fisherman. And I'm proud to say that Quick Kick's that kind of a product. No bells or whistles, Quick Kick is just the most innovative improvement to the trolling motor since the foot pedal itself. Quick Kick, when attached to your foot pedal, secures the pedal in place. This will allow you to travel at high speeds in rough water without fear of damage to your boat or your trolling motor. Yet, at the same time, pivot from side to side with just a simple kick of the foot. This will allow you to position your pedal without bending over and using your hands. And best of all, Quick Kick is available for any size troll motor and all types of boats, from aluminum to fiberglass.
When ordering, be sure to specify the model of your trolling motor. Call toll-free or send $22.95 plus $4 shipping to Hank Parker's Quick Kick, Denver, North Carolina.
Quick Kick will give you more time for the important things.
Berkeley makes a rod so sensitive you can feel a feather drop on the tip. It's called the Berkeley Bionics, biomedically engineered to be the lightest, most sensitive graphite you've ever fished. Berkeley scientists have taken you apart muscle by muscle, cast by cast, to build a rod that significantly reduces wrist and forearm fatigue. A 100% high-energy graphite that casts like the wind. A rod that makes every strike register as a solid jolt. And a rod that can make you a better fisherman. Berkeley Bionics, the best performing graphite rod you've ever fished, or your money back.
For years, the world's best outboard performance has come in just one color, black. Mercury Phantom Black. Legendary power to ski, the performance to fly, explore a river, tame an ocean. From the challenge of a race course to a trouble-free family cruise, the outboard legend is Phantom Black. Mercury Outboards. Put the legend behind you.
See the tree, how big it's grown, but friend, it hasn't been too long. It wasn't big. I laughed at her and she got mad the first day that she planted it.
You know, Bobby, I cannot sing, but I really admire anybody that can. I like to listen to music, and the song you did, Honey, is probably my favorite, one of my all-time favorite songs that anybody ever did.
Well, I appreciate it.
Did you write the song? Or?
No, but so many people, you know, I've heard people give me credit on the radio or TV and all that for having written it, and I didn't write it, because the majority of the things I've recorded over the years are songs that I've written, but the two biggest songs I ever had, I didn't write, which should tell me something. Bobby Russell wrote Honey. He also wrote Little Green Apples and several other hit records, and also Watching Scotty Grow, Mac Davis wrote that.
How about that? That was a great song, too.
It was. I was lucky to get, I met with Mac out in California one day, and we were playing songs, sitting around. I'd play something I'd written, he'd play something he had written, and he played Watching Scotty Grow, and that was right before Mac started recording himself. He was just like writing for other people. And I'm glad it was that time, because a few months later, he would have recorded it himself.
Boy, that's a pretty song. Well, probably the reason everybody thinks you wrote Honey is you put so much into it. I mean, it was fabulous.
Well, I'll tell you, that's one of the kind of songs, and I've said this a lot of times, and not trying to be modest or anything like that, but I'm very honest. It was the kind of song that anybody that can carry a tune, I think, could have had a hit record with it.
Well, Bobby, I really have appreciated that song, and I still listen to it.
Well, great. You're the one that bought it, huh?
No, actually, I got a DJ copy.
That's it, huh? He's got to be a monster. This has got to be...
Boy, he is a big...
15 or... I'm gonna sit down or he's gonna pull me in. I need a seatbelt. Look at him. He's almost as big as the lure.
Man, that's
I'm telling you, he's huge.
That is a unique technique you're using for landing.
Tell you what. Boy, that didn't put up a fight, didn't he?
You sure were nervous, but you handled it well. You got him around that pad.
Which one's the lure? Is it this one or this one?
The one that has the treble hooks.
The one that's gonna sling these hooks in me is the one.
Won't take you long to figure out which one you want off.
Well, I tell you what, he's not big, but he was aggressive.
Just think what he'll do when he gets up around
a pound. I'll beat you to it. I knew that was coming. Well, boy, he got that. There we go. See, if I hold my hand way out like this and
Hold
take
him
the
close
picture,
to the camera. Hold
it'd
him.
look almost 2 pounds.
That's right. Hold him up to the camera. Brag on him. That's how you take a
See,
picture.
it's half a pound, 1 pound, pound and a half. Most I can get out of it is a pound and a half.
You just gave away my secret.
Hank, how do you feel about the hydrilla problem down here? Because I've heard so many, you hear one guy say it's awful and they need to get rid of it and they're putting, you know, poisons in the water to get rid of it, but from the guys I've talked to, fishermen, they say, you know, it's been nothing but a help to the
Well, I think
bass
that,
fishing at least.
that it's really a lot more of a navigational hazard than it is a problem for the fishermen. It's tough to fish if you fish
Yeah.
it, which I'm sure you have. You got to use a lot of different type lures, weedless lures. You can't use a variety of baits that you can like what we're fishing here.
Yeah.
But a public lake that gets a lot of pressure, it's kind of the salvation for the fish because it's an area that they can hide in, spawn in, a good place for forage fish, and they can get back up in there and feed and really not get molested. So I think as far as fishing's concerned, it's probably one of the best things that's ever happened to a public lake, but I know that they really get upset and start to spray it, and I feel like that hurts the fishing. I really do. You know, the hyacinth, the water hyacinth in Florida, I mean, they were just everywhere. St. John's River at one time was just covered, and I understand why they have to spray them, so I'm not really criticizing, but I am saying it really was detrimental to the fishing. When the hyacinths were gone, so was the majority of the good fishing.
Yeah. Seems like when they first started the spraying, everybody was for it, and then they found out that they'd be better off to just leave it alone.
Right. That's true. A lot of the fishermen that fish it, you know, they fuss and cut up all the time because it is so difficult to fish. But boy, when the fish are on in it, it's fantastic. Pull over at it. Oh, there he hit at it. Now, I stopped that just to tell you about going over there and fishing a worm.
And he came up after.
He hit it.
Maybe they want it slower.
I did that earlier today.
There he sits with a pen and a yellow pad. What a handsome lad.
There's a fish.
That's my boy. B-R-L-F-U spells mom and dad.
Boy, nothing to it, Bobby.
I knew there'd be one by the fence row. You happened to get him before I got there. Whoa, whoa. All right. Oh, he's hung up. I got one on there, I'm telling you.
You sure?
He's hung up.
Surely
Dad,
not.
blame it. He's still on there. Don't let me lose one when I finally get him.
Surely you don't
He's
have
hung
a
up on
fish.
that fence row. I'm telling you there's one on there.
There he is. You're right.
Aha, I told you. Come to me, darling. All right. Notice where I hooked him. A perfect hook.
An expert.
That's the way the pros do it.
That's what they tell me. I wouldn't know.
Now, if I could get a pro to show me how to get the hook out. There we go.
Well, I messed your fence row
It's a
up.
good-looking little fish. Go back and grow up.
Riding on daddy's shoulders, off to bed. Old sleepyhead, that's my boy. Gotta have a drink of water and a story read. A teddy bear named Fred, that's my boy. What's that you say, mama? Come on and keep your feet warm. Well, save me a place, I'll be there in a minute or so. I think I'll stay right here and say a little prayer before I go.
Let me go get
Me
him.
and God are watching
Tell
sky
you what, we
grow.
didn't catch that 10 or 11 pounder.
Well, we'll get him next time.
He's caught a few fish, didn't he? We tried every lure in the tackle box. I don't know anything I
No.
didn't try.
No, we didn't.
I tried everything I had. I thought them on
I got a
spinnerbait.
secret weapon that I forgot to try. And I stuck it here back of the seat so you wouldn't see it.
Uh-huh.
The talking frog, I'm telling you. What he does, the bass will pull up here, and he'll nibble, and as soon as he touches it, it goes, eedy, eedy.
Let me hear that again.
Eedy, eedy. And I forgot to try it, and this would have been a perfect spot for it.
He doesn't do that for me. You got to train him? Or?
That's my magic frog.
That's where you messed up.
Touch him right on the nose. Eedy.
Pretty neat, isn't it?
I don't know where that frog came from, but it looks like it ought to catch fish.
Why didn't you try that? Hey, I appreciate you fishing with me today.
I had a ball.
Really enjoyed it.
I hope you learned something, and it'll help you out on the circuit.
I picked up a lot.
You learned how not to catch them, how not to use some of these lures I'm using.
It was a lot of fun. I hope you had as much fun today as we did. Till next time, God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, sponsored by 100% high-energy graphite rods from Berkeley Bionics. Fish Formula, we fool Mother Nature. Humminbird Depth Sounders. Mercury Outboards, put the legend behind you. Minn Kota, quiet power catches fish. Ranger Boats, we still build them one at a time. Ryobi, there's never been a better reason to go fishing. And Trilene, extra strong.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at?
Hank, this is Tom. You told me to call you when they're biting. They're biting.
Gone fishing.
Rivet, rivet.